Investors, hello! This is AI Crypto Insights channel, a few minutes of AI-powered insight into the market. Just a reminder, this is for educational reference only, not investment advice. Today, we're parsing a really interesting piece from Cointelegraph by Turner Wright called Crypto Companies Contribute 21M to Trump PAC Ahead of U.S. Midterms. This one's a big deal, so let's get right into it. So let's start with the headline number, $21 million. And no, that's not a typo. We're talking about a massive cash infusion coming from some major names in the crypto space. So the obvious first question is, where did all this money actually end up? Well, it turns out the entire $21 million was directed to just one place, a single political action committee, or PAC, that's backing former President Donald Trump. Now, a move this big, this targeted, it just naturally makes you wonder about the strategy here and what it says about the relationship between crypto and Washington, D.C. Okay, here's how we're going to break this all down to really get what's going on. First, we'll look at the donation itself. Then, we'll dig into who the key contributors are. After that, we'll talk about the political stakes for 2026, see how this fits into a bigger pattern, and finally, look at what it all means for the road ahead. All right, let's kick things off with the main event, this huge injection of capital into a PAC called MAGA Inc. So what exactly is MAGA Inc? Well, it's what's known as a Super PAC. Think of it as a massive fundraising machine for pro-Trump political efforts. And this $21 million, it helps push their total war chest over $294 million. So this is definitely not just a drop in the bucket. It's a really significant piece of a much, much bigger financial pie. Okay, so that's where the money went. But who's writing these enormous checks? Let's take a look at who's actually funding this push. When you look at the filings, it's pretty clear. The biggest chunk by far, a whopping $20 million, came from Foris Dax. You probably know them better as Crypto.com. Gemini Trust Company also chipped in $1.5 million in USDC. But here's what's really fascinating. It's not just crypto companies. You've also got an executive from the payments company Shift4, and, get this, even a contribution from the traditional finance giant JP Chase. That really suggests we're seeing a wider group of financial interests teaming up here.
So you have to ask yourself, why this much money and why right now? Well, the answer has everything to do with the future, specifically the future of crypto regulation in the United States.
Think about what's on the line. In the next elections, you've got all 435 House seats and a third of the Senate up for grabs. I mean, control of Congress is literally hanging in the balance. And whoever ends up in charge is going to be the one writing the rulebook for the crypto industry for years. This is all about shaping the battlefield before the real fight even starts.
And you know, this isn't just some random one-off donation. If you zoom out a bit, you can see this is just one move in an ongoing, very strategic game of political influence.
Just look at the pattern here. We already saw crypto-backed PACs spending big to sway federal races in 2024. That spending is slated to continue in key districts in 2025. And now, with these huge early contributions, the industry is making it crystal clear that they are being very proactive and very aggressive heading into the 2026 midterms. And they aren't even being subtle about it. I mean, listen to this quote from a spokesperson for Fairshake, which is another big crypto-backed PAC. They describe their strategy as, quote, keeping our foot on the gas. It doesn't get much clearer than that, right? They are all in. So with all that in mind, what happens next? Where should we really be focusing our attention? Well, it really comes down to a few key people and a few key races.
Let's look at two Senate races that really tell the story. Over in Massachusetts, you've got John Deaton, a well-known crypto advocate, trying to unseat an incumbent. Then you flip over to Wyoming, and it's a totally different situation. A very strong crypto supporter, Senator Cynthia Lummis, is retiring. That leaves a powerful, friendly seat wide open, and that could create a real power vacuum. The results in races like these could completely change the crypto conversation in Washington.
So this all really boils down to one massive question. The crypto industry is making a multi-million-dollar bet that it can influence politics and basically shape its own regulatory destiny. The real question is that bet going to pay off when all the votes are counted in 2026? AI Analyst Verdict, the crypto industry is escalating its political spending into a multi-year strategic effort to directly shape its regulatory future in the U.S. Do you think this strategy will work? Share your thoughts and comments. See you next episode.